Oh, you mind turning that one over? Sorry. Okay, so we got our roses, and we have 8 different types of roses. Now, the first one being Proudland, the next one being Love, Chicago Peace, New Year, New Day, Origold, Moonlight Magic, and Piscali. All of them slightly different colors and variations, and different aroma profiles. So each of them has 2 in each box, so a total of 16 different roses, 8 varieties. What we're going to do, right here between where the driveway is going to go and where the fence is, to the left of our drainage ditch, we're going to plant the roses. And that way when they fill in, you know, they're going to be right next to the driveway and look beautiful. Now, we're going to have 2 varieties between each fence, a total of 4 plants between each fence, spaced 3 feet apart. So we'd have 2 right here, 2 right here, right? Rather than planting them like this, we're going to plant them like this. So let's say the what is it? The 2 different varieties aren't going to be 2 and 2. They're going to be like this, intermingled, right? If that makes sense. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and dig them out and then plant them up. You know, damaging them. Okay, that's pretty in there. All right, you mind getting me some of that mulch, Lindsay? Just a good. Just get me 1 bucket for each one we're going to do. And I'm going to break up all this soil and mix it with some leaf mold and also some wood chips. And that way, you know, it's got a good amount of organic matter to kind of balance it out and keep it healthy. Thank you. Sprinkle a little bit in there. And then let's mix it with some. You got to get a lot of soil on it. Hold on. Let's mix that real good. Too thin on this. And we'll get some more of that stuff. Sprinkle it on. Know what I mean, jelly beans?
Mm-hmm.
And then this would just be the mulch, right? That's just going to keep it from drying out too fast. Okay. I like it. And driveway would probably be somewhere around there, so, you know, not a lot of spacing left there, but... Okay, so that's all of the roses, all 16 of the plants. We're going to go ahead and call it a day here. We did plenty of digging and lots of planting. So we had just planted the roses and decided that we're going to also plant some other stuff. Now we do have 23 more fruit trees on the way, but we couldn't help ourselves. We got 7 more. So it's going to bring our total combined fruit tree count to 30. We have 2 apples, Red Delicious, Honeycrisp, and then the other 5 are going to be peaches and nectarines. We're going to plant them on the south side. Well, we're going to plant them on the north side of the property. And also, we got a lot of bulb-related plants, right? We're talking elephant ears, things like that. We're going to share all that with you in just a moment. But let's go ahead and get these fruit trees in, and then we'll get to that. We're going to kind of landscape that north side of the property where we aren't planning on having any, thorned bushes or anything like that. It's just going to be very landscaped. We're going to make it look beautiful. We want to work with elevation, but we weren't able to get the trailer out today and bring some soil here. So we're just going to go ahead and put the fruit trees in, and and hope maybe when we pile soil around them, it's not going to affect the grafting site, or it's a lot of what ifs, right? When you're doing something that's going to 20 years from now affect you or something, it's very stressful. But I guess we'll just go with ground level, maybe a little bit above ground level, and then mulch around it at ground level, so when we fill in with dirt later, we can we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so we just marked out where we're going to be putting these 7 trees, and I'm going to show you and talk about my thought process, right, or our thought process on why we're putting them here. So let's go on. Okay. Now we're going to have the orchard there, and there's going to be a lot of trees there. This line here of trees is going to be from seed, so we don't have to worry about that for a very long time. That's why I decided to go ahead and put another tree right here. And although the spacing between those two is really close, I think we're gonna not have any problems for at least a very long time, right? In the event one starts taking over the other, we'll just cross that road when we come to it, right? So anyway, we have one of the trees right here, and we're planning on putting the greenhouse over here. Now, the greenhouse obviously needs sunlight. That's an important part of a greenhouse. However, it's not really going to need so much in the summertime because it's going to be unbearably hot in there. It's going to be essentially just a storage unit, right? And maybe we'll put some tropical stuff in there with a fan or something, right? So, maybe a mango tree. But having this tree here is going to shade out this entire greenhouse from that afternoon sun in the summertime. But in the wintertime, there's not going to be any leaves on the tree. It's going to be dormant, so we're not going to have that issue. We're going to get as much sunlight into that greenhouse as possible. And this right here is going to mark the corner of the greenhouse, so we're not too concerned with that right now, nor that one. However, this one is going to be where another tree is. And it's not too important whether it's a peach or an apple. We'll probably end up doing maybe an apple and a peach, or vice versa. We want to get 2 over here and then the rest over there. That way the pollen will be able to spread between them, and we'll get a little bit more on that. But so we wanted the landscape to flow, and this is going to be a part of our homestead that's actually going to be traditionally landscaped, right? Rather than just putting things like we have them, for food and sustenance. This is going to be a little bit of an aesthetic thing. And we can use the flowers and sell them and stuff, making cut flower bouquets and stuff. But really, this is just something for sore eyes when we're in the kitchen or what have you. So we're gonna blend all this landscaping in a circular, feng shui, right? Zen, very zen. Rather than having everything square, it's gonna be kind of circular. It's gonna flow. So even though the greenhouse is square, the orchard is gonna flow into the greenhouse with all this lush, beautiful landscaping that's gonna be layered with different hills and things like that. And then we're also going to blend it over to the fence, which is square. We're using a square kind of building plan layout, but we're blending everything in with landscaping. So It's going to blend in as well. Over here, we're going to have elephant ears, you know, all different types of plants, and you know, like what do they call them though? The crawler type plants, you know. Lurking Jews is another name for some of those plants. This is going to be another tree, so you can see the blend. And now we're going over here. That's going to be the arc, the tip of the arc, or the parabola. Another tree, and then coming over this way, and this is going to be over here at the corner. And then the house corner is going to be right at that stick. So it's going to blend over to the house patio area. And we're going to raise this up on a big mound. So this top tree is going to be taller than all the others, and it might shade them out a little bit, of course. But overall, yeah, and we'll just see how it works. It's going to be a little forest right here. We're going to plant all kinds of crazy stuff in there. And this would be a perfect area for plants that like full shade, right? It'll be our destination for those plants. We'll have somewhere to put them finally. And in combination with the house kind of shading out some of the area, it's going to be a really shady area over here. In fact, we might have difficulty growing really anything under these trees, but that's going to be cool. You can put a little, maybe a bench under there or something, you know, 10 years from now, and have a really cool area. Or even a pond. A fish pond would be great, because then the sun wouldn't be beating down into the pond. You know, we could trellis all the trees out and around the pond and make it like a little, you know, you get the point, right? Have a smaller fish pond here, because the other one is going to get absolutely destroyed by the sunlight over on the corner of our property. So we don't, you know, it's going to be really difficult to raise fish in that. But yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off with the nectarine, the Smooth Texan 3. It already has a bit of a natural lean to it, just due to the way that I guess it was grown. It was probably a branch that they cut and stuck in the dirt, and then, you know, propagated from there. We're going to work with that lean, and I think I'm going to train the tree to go out away from the orchard towards the greenhouse, and that's going to play on that. That's going to play on that effect we're talking about with the sunlight and the leaves in summer and winter. So we're going to go and get in the ground. We dug all the holes with the auger, and then we're going to use the shovel to do the remainder. Let's go ahead and see and make sure the hole is even close to what it needs to be. I'm going to go ahead and work on that root ball a little bit, spin it around. And from there we should be able to kind of just gently pull it out.
Voila.
Okay, and now we're going to check real quick to make sure it's not root balled, and it is definitely root balled. The best way to prevent that, and this seems counterintuitive, just go ahead and get your finger in and start digging out the roots. I wouldn't necessarily cut them. I don't think that's entirely necessary. A lot of people will recommend that, but I think just, you know, kind of playing with them and gently teasing them to prevent them from spiraling and staying in that root ball, right, for years to come and choking themselves out. You know, you really don't want that, so I think that will do it. As you can see, just tease the bottom. All right. Now we're going to do a little bit of a test fit. Okay, so that fits just about perfect. That's right at the soil level. Soil levels are perfect, but one thing, we want to dig out a little bit more on the sides and amend the soil some more. So we're going to take it back out. Oh. We're going to take it back out gently. I probably shouldn't have put it in there that hard. Okay. And under that tree, I'm going to add some really, really rotted leaf material. And that's going to give those leaves something to work with. We're actually going to go ahead and get some compost too from those. Well, you haven't seen that episode yet, so you don't know what we're talking about. But we're going to get some special compost from over there, and we're going to put that at the bottom as well. Okay, so we got us some beautiful black compost, and it smells It's not completely broken down, but it isn't hot. It just rained. This stuff is it's just about almost broken down, right? Just enough soil moisture in it, not too much, not too little. And it smells a little bit like wintergreen. You know, it's got a very manure-y, dirty smell, you know. I'd say maybe 2 more months, maybe a month, it would be done composting, but, you know, if we mix it in with the soil, it's not going to do any damage. It's when we leave it just as a big pile or something that it would cause the roots to burn. So we're going to mix it in there with those leaves, and the leaves are going to act like a buffer between the compost and the roots, right? Mix that in really good. It's moist in there, it feels good, but it's not too wet, and that's what we're after. We're going to pull this clay back a little bit. Okay, now let's go ahead and put that back in. And as you can see, we are a little bit higher, but that is absolutely okay. Well, look at this caterpillar, Lindsay. Just found him in the ground.
Aww.
Now we're gonna get this shovel, and we're gonna mix in the leaves around the tree with the soil, the native soil. Kind of like in a star pattern. Just go ahead and till up all that ground. So about 5 indentations, and this is going to break up this is going to break up as well that circular pattern surrounding the tree, right? You don't want it to be like that. When the roots grow out, you don't want them to take the path of least resistance, curl, and then continue to swirl. You want them to go in, find a little place where they, you know, it wouldn't be feasible for the root to turn completely around and then dig into the clay from there, and, you know, get the point, right? Also, it's worth noting that there's 2 different types of roots when dealing with trees. There's the surface roots, and then there's the subsurface, like deep roots that will activate in times of drought, for instance, right? Now, you want both types of roots to be healthy, but you don't want it to be too dependent on one or the other. So we're going to give these surface roots everything they need to spread out, right, and become this whole area here surrounding it within, you know, probably 6 or 7 feet within the first couple of years. And also that clay underneath, it'll continue to be soft from all those leaves that we put in there that were really saturated. So I think that's a good balanced way to do it. It probably is about 2 inches above the surface soil right now because we put all those leaves in, but that's okay, right? Because we're gonna pile a lot of wood chips over this area, and we're gonna continue to do that for years. Okay, so we dug 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all around it. Now we're gonna get these leaves. You want to help me, Lindsay? Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of acorns in here too that are gonna be sprouting, but that's okay. And now let's just kind of fill in those little potholes with the leaves.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't need trash in
there. We don't need snacks.
Roly-poly in there?
Nope. Big old fat worm.
Whoa! Show that to the camera.
This is what
we didn't cut it up, did we?
No.
Oh, we did cut it.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we killed him. That's okay though. That's
well,
okay.
Either way, I just want to say.
Yeah.
This is what months of piling leaves and piling all this junk and mulch pays off. We had no worms on this property. We had 0 worms.
Oh no, we didn't kill him. He's alive.
I know. Look at him.
Wow, that's a thick worm, y'all. Look at that.
But seriously, whenever we first moved onto this property,
there was no worms.
We had no worms. I mean, like, of course that was a blessing for me. I used to hate worms before I knew what magical little creatures they are.
They are, aren't
But
they?
we're going to try our best to take care of these buddies because,
yeah,
hey,
put him back. He needs that.
We scratch his back, he definitely scratches ours.
It's all that organic matter we added back to the soil.
Hopefully he heals.
No, he didn't even get hurt. Look, he's just really small.
He's a little small dude, isn't he?
Is that even chopped or is that?
No, he's just small.
No, see, that's just his butt. Yeah. He's
Oh, okay.
good. I think. I mean,
Well, either way, guys.
where there's one, there's many, right? Same thing with roaches. If any of you have roaches in your home.
Yes.
Where there's one, there's many. So, no, point being. All right, let's go and put it back.
But I never thought I'd be so excited to see a worm.
And easy as this, just dumping it on. Spread that out a little bit. We got our other bucket. Put a little bit of a cone. Yeah, we'll leave that on. So this actually, I think, is it's a protective measure against rabbits or deer or anything that wants to chew the base of the things. We're gonna leave him in there. We're gonna leave this bamboo stick on as well, just because I think that's gonna help with wind and everything, in case anything gnarly comes through while we're not paying attention. And we'll give that a real light watering, and that'll be it. All right, so we just finished up. This is going to be tree number 1, the Nectarine Smooth Texan 3. Okay. So after that, we're going over where the greenhouse would be, and then over here we have the Honeycrisp apple, number 2 that we planted. And over here we have the Peach Royal Zest 2. And that's going to be the 3rd plant that we planted. And then I think we planted this one as number 4 in the middle. The Red Delicious apple. Pretty sure that was 4. And I think this one was 5. I can't quite remember. But Peach Redskins right here in front between the house and the Red Delicious. And then we have the Harvester Peach over here. That was number 6, over closest to the fence. And then lastly, number 7, we have the June Princess Nectarine. So that sums up all of them that we have here. Okay, so that's all we had time for today. We have a lot of plants and bulbs that we bought that we were going to try to do today, but we just didn't end up having enough time, and it's all going to be part of the landscaping. But planted 7 trees, that's good. 23 more to go. And we're going to have 30 trees, and that's not including ornamentals like the Chinaberry or cottonwood, which I might not have any room for anymore.
I'd rather have fruit trees than those, honestly.
Right.
Yeah, they're good for looks, but...
So, yep, that was our Valentine's Day, and we hope you have a good one.